care. Be the light that shines on a lonely soul tonight. Jesus, Gandhi, Buddha gave everything they could to teach the down and desperate that God is truly good. Mother Teresa helped the sick to her dying day. They all understood that serving was the chosen way. So go forth and help this needy world. Be the light that sparks a soul who hurts. There is so much joy that we can share. Our purpose is to show we care. So pay it forward if you dare. Be the light that shines on a lonely soul tonight. If we love one person at a time, this whole world will laugh instead of cry. So go forth and help this needy world. Be the light that sparks the soul who hurts. 'Cause there is so much joy that we can share. Our purpose is to show we care. So pay it forward if you dare. Be the light that shines on a lonely soul tonight. Be the light that shines on a lonely soul tonight. Be the light that shines. Oh my God. The inner world says it all. So fill your mind with pleasant thoughts. Undo the damage bad beliefs have done. Just because your mama says it's true doesn't make it cold hard truth. Let go of what don't serve your soul at all. As within, so without. As above, below. It's pretty easy, you can sing along. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Your mind is like a giant tree, needs love to grow real big, and your good thoughts are its best friend. The weeds, they creep in and out, sometimes they grow all around, but you'll always bear good fruit in the end. Everybody sing along, are you ready? As within, so without. As above, so below. As within, so the soul.
That is the beautifully talented Kim Yarson, always coming up with some of her beautiful music. And she wrote another new song, so we get to hear her a little bit later. So good morning, welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown. We are in December 2021. How could that possibly be? And we have a whole new theme, and the theme for December is a journey of becoming. We've come full circle within the theme of timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. Today the topic is be still and know, ... And we have the beautiful assistance of Susan Neidt from CSL Princeton in a moment. And we are truly blessed to be together today as we explore this idea of being still and knowing in a deeper way. I always believe that the busier we are, the more we need to slow down. And so that's about balance, creating balance. And as being raised Catholic, we used to have Advent, and I used to love Advent. And we're going to talk a little bit about the spiritual interpretation of Advent. And then how can we open to this idea of being still and knowing? What is it that we want to more deeply know? So my name is Frankie Timmers, and we would love for you to check us out on the website, especially for those of you who are joining us virtually. I'm so glad you're here. And those of you who are here in person, it's always really amazing to just be together physically, right? And so if you would like to support our community when you're here, there's 2 baskets that you can leave your gift in. You can go online. There's many different ways for you to give, and we welcome all of your support. Everything matters. If you are on Facebook and or YouTube is a little more limited, but leave comments, say hello, greet each other, ask us questions, use the bubbles, all that good stuff. And I want you to know that we are incredibly grateful to be the community that we are. CSL Morristown is going through lots of changes. That's why you see such a mess in the building amongst the beauty. We are packing up and we are ready to leave. We're moving to Brookside Church in Mendham. We're still working out the details, but it's going to be a wonderful experience and you'll hear more of it. We're very excited about it. And on January 2nd, we're going to have our last celebration here. So we will be sending out invitations. If you didn't receive one, let us know if you're hearing this message, or tell each other. Tell everybody you know that's ever been a part of our community. And if you say, I really would love to help, we can really use your help to continue to unpack, to clean, to take things away, to repurpose, to recycle, all that. The reason those boxes are in the back is because on Tuesday, a shredding company is coming, and they're going to shred all that paper. So if you'd like to help us, let us know. There are lots of things that you're welcome to take home with you. Downstairs, there are 3 tables with goodies. There's a little, in the annex, there's an area with bookshelves with used books. You can take what you like. You can make a donation if you like. And we also would love to have a few people help us decorate for our holiday celebration, which is the last Sunday in December. So these are things that you're interested in. Just let me know. Many of you saw on the way in a box. We are collecting items for inmates of the Morristown Correction Facility, where I have been teaching meditation for 11 years, the last year on Zoom. And if you don't want to bring anything, just give me the cash. I'll go shopping for you. I'll make a Costco run or something like that. There's also boxes of binders that are in really good shape. So if you say, I need binders, or I know an organization that would love them, they're in good shape, so you're welcome to take them. The workshop, Holiday Blues and Reds and Greens, was going to be today, but nobody signed up. So if I have 5 people that says, yes, I'm in, I want to do it, just let me know and I'll make it happen. But the same version will be happening on Tuesday on Zoom. And that's going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. You might remember that we were going to have a fabulous weekend concert with Michel Pascal, that has been canceled. His concert at Carnegie Hall was canceled due to all the changes with COVID. And so he's not coming out east from California, but he is on our radar. We'll have him back hopefully sometime in the spring. And I want you to take a really good look at the other flyer that's on the table, because Michael is teaching his last chakra workshop in person. I know some of you prefer that. And it's going to be on the solstice, the evening of the solstice, December 21st. So if anybody's interested in that, just take a look at the website or pick up the flyer on the book table. That's enough to tell you about. Now you are truly, truly blessed, because this beautiful soul, Susan Neidt, who is a licensed practitioner with Center for Spiritual Living Princeton, will bless us with a guided practice meditation and an opening treatment. Susan.
Hello. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm particularly grateful because of Reverend Frankie's topic, Be Still and Know. I don't know about you, and I don't know about you out there in virtual land, but I tend to do. I tend to overdo. And this is the season where we can overdo. And so the topic, Be Still and Know, is one that is so perfect for this season, which is the season of letting our light shine. And instead, sometimes we let our egos push and push to get things done, and we forget our truth. So today, I'm going to invite you to participate in a meditation during which we can sink into the truth of knowing that, yes, we can be still and let God. We can recognize that we are a spiritual temple. So first and foremost, let's just find that comfortable place where we know we can feel the presence of God. God is omnipresent. And close your eyes or look downward if that's more available to you. And just begin to take a nice deep breath. And let's all sigh this one out together in a big way. Inhale and let it go. And if you have to, just wiggle a little, roll your shoulders, and just allow yourselves to settle in to being held in the hands of God. To settle into experiencing your oneness. To settle into letting that Christ within shine outward. And we know, we can say to ourselves, we are the temple of the living Spirit. We are home in spirit. We feel the glow of the divine within us. It indwells us. It surrounds us. It keeps us warm. It keeps us feeling safe and secure. So just settle in. Settle into feeling that love holding you. Because what is yours to really do this season? What is yours to really do? It is really to be the light, to be the presence of love. And when you find yourself in that space of too much to do, you remember, I am the temple of the living Spirit. I am always protected. My way is always made clear. So sit in a moment of recognition of that truth. And find yourself open to the gratitude. I am grateful that I know this truth. I am grateful that my eyes are wide open to the truth that is always, and that is the omnipresence of God, of love, of light, the omnipresence of peace and harmony. I am so grateful. Sit for a moment in this quiet space of being, simply being in the light and expressing gratitude. And now we know that Spirit is revealed, that the truth is expressed because we hear these quiet words. We hear these words. Thank you, my child, for knowing the truth. I will not leave you comfortless. I will never leave you nor forsake you. My peace I give unto you. My peace, the kingdom of allness, is yours. Come unto me, all ye that labor, and I will give you rest. I will give you rest. So I invite you to sit in the silence of that blessed assurance. And as we take a breath into this blessed assurance, feeling fulfilled with God, we can say to ourselves, thank you, Father. I have that peace that passeth understanding, and I carry it wherever I am, in whatever I do, because of the awareness of your presence. Surely I know that goodness and mercy follow me wherever I go. There, but for the grace of God, go I. And in the spirit of divine union, of truly living into our oneness with ourself and God, our oneness with each other here present, our oneness with all the world, we know that as our inner light shines, it shines outward and blankets the world with love. So in this season of light, we know the truth, and we let our truth shine for all mankind. Love and light. I speak these words for each one here, in person or virtually, knowing that the truth is simply this: there is one life, one omnipresent, omnipotent life that is expressing itself here and now as each one. And each one is open to the truth, experiencing this truth, expressing this truth, and living into this truth in all activities, in all festivities, in all festivals of life and light. And that calm, That peace is ever present. It is all there is, the one life that is holding each one in its arms, that each one can be sitting in that place of the Most High and feeling that elevation, that elevated feeling that comes from that lightness of being in truth. Yes, that is the truth. That can be the only truth. And with gratitude and deep love, I recognize that truth. I recognize that truth for myself and for all present and for the world. And I let these words go into the law, the loving law of good, that everyone can move from good to the greatest good of all. So I release these words, and we can all say together, and so it is. And so thank you for being present. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to the music and the talk in the biggest way. Namaste.
Close your eyes, breathe in the divine, be still in your heart, be still in your mind. All is well, all is fine, just be still, be still. Take a walk in the bright sunshine. Look all around at the beauty God provides. All is well, all is fine, be still. Your cup runneth over, and you always do your best. So sit down beside it and find rest. Close your eyes, breathe in the divine, be still in your heart, be still in your mind. All is well, all is fine, be still, be still. All is well, all is fine, be still. Close your eyes, breathe in the divine.
Kimmy, my goodness gracious. Beautiful. She just wrote that this week. So, the holiday buzz. Whatever it is that you celebrate, even if you don't celebrate, there's a buzz, right? A lot of the different holidays come together right now, which I will speak about in one of the weeks to come. And they're all connected to the winter solstice. At their essence, they have this idea of the birth of a new or in your personal life? Anybody feel that? Do you feel that buzz, the holiday buzz, and lots of movement we're doing? Yeah. What is it that stands out for you, like in a few words? Like what stands out for you around that holiday buzz? Anybody?
Frenzy.
The frenzy, yeah. What else? Stress. Yes. What else?
I think coming together, like in other words, like it feels like a connection.
We're connecting with people that maybe we haven't connected with in a while. So again, it's not all bad, right? It's just seeing more people, having more stimulation, being around family and friends. Yeah, what else? That's it? Yes.
The sense of responsibility for doing it.
Yes, the sense of responsibility, duty, having to, whatever that is, right? So on the spiritual path, though, we're pretty blessed because on the spiritual path, we learn that when the world and life speeds up, we must slow down. It's that idea that as a spiritual being, as a human being on a spiritual path, we have a responsibility not only to ourselves, but to each other to show the way, to demonstrate what it is that we believe, to demonstrate the spiritual growth. So this slowing down then, which seems to be needed in the world, right, is not just for us. It's not just so we have less stress or less to do, but it's really for the world. It's putting that little droplet into the ocean that is there. And the whole idea of balance is something that we're always playing with, right? Including myself. I have to always remember, how can I have more balance in my life? And I'm pretty good at it. So I'm very grateful. There are some specific quotes and wisdoms and teachers that help me along the way. It's like I have this spiritual first aid kit, and in it, it's usually near where I meditate. I can just, take it out and read it as a reminder. And I've had them for a very long time, so they've been very helpful. So today, I'm actually going to be sharing more quotes than I ever have, because these are the ones that have sustained me and continue to sustain me. The first one is by Ernest Holmes, where he says, our mind should swing from inspiration to action, from contemplation to accomplishment, from prayer to performance. This would be a well-balanced existence. So it's that balance of doing and being, the balance of prayer, meditation, and action, the balance of being with people and being alone, the balance of being chatty or talking or being stimulated to being silent. And for most of us, that is out of balance. The beauty of this spiritual path is that there's the invitation to bring balance to it. First by being aware, and then by thinking about what spiritual practices could assist me. So it is Martin Luther, who was the 15th century reformer, who said, I'm going to be very busy today, going to have to pray an extra hour. That's one I carry with me. Whenever I think I'm going to have a busy day, I make sure I start off with more spiritual practice, being more present, being more quiet. And then there is one of my other favorites that I've probably quoted a gazillion times here, by St. Francis de Sales from the 17th century, who said, if you don't have time to meditate for a half an hour, you need an hour. What is he really saying? What are they really saying? They're really saying that it's important for us to have silence, to be still, which is to me the physical, silent, which is the mind, which we can't turn off, but we can train to be more balanced, more even, more quiet. Growing up in a family of 9, in a Catholic family, and I loved this idea of Advent. Anyone familiar with Advent? Advent, we had a calendar, which was my favorite thing, and every day we got to open one little door, and then some of them there were gifts. But I, this year, decided to approach Advent in a more science of mind, spiritually focused way. So I'm doing a 40-day program. That's how long it is. It starts on the 28th of November, and it ends on Christmas Eve. And the whole idea is that we are waiting for the birth of the Christ. And the metaphysical interpretation, of course, is we are waiting for the return of the light. We are waiting for the rebirth of our own Christ consciousness. We are awakening to our own divinity again in a new way. And so the essence of Advent is this waiting thing. It's like waiting for your favorite fruit to ripen. As my meditation teacher, Llewellyn Von Lee, says, it's waiting like a cat at a mouse hole, infinitely relaxed and infinitely patient. Waiters. And I don't mean at a restaurant, right? We're not good at waiting. I was waiting for a package yesterday, and I kept opening the front door to see if it was on my front step because I couldn't wait to get it because it was a new makeup. Right? You know what that is like. Yeah, I'm like that too. It's like, oh, I'm so excited. And then when I get it, it's like, it's no big deal, right? But that feeling of anticipation and excitement and hope is really beautiful if we wrap it into the understanding that our waiting is about our light returning. It's about our becoming. It's about our expansion. It's about our growth. It's about our awakening. And so the whole idea of Advent is that we have this longing in our heart for something that's arriving but hasn't arrived yet. It's that feeling of something being absent, but you know it's coming because you can feel it. It's what we do with that makes all the difference, right? I always say to people who long to be in a relationship, stop at the longing, but begin to feel as if it has already arrived. How would you feel differently? You would feel more full and more blessed and more happy and more excited than, oh, I'm so lonely, right? Now, because you wouldn't be in fear, you would be in anticipation. You would be in preparation. You'd be getting ready for that. So it's an exquisite sense of certainty that hasn't yet arrived. It's that hopeful anticipation that requires us to be more active than passive, whatever that means for you. Llewellyn Von Lee says, the inner surrender of love's servant has a quality that is not passive, but it's a dynamic participation with the unknown. I'll say that again because it's so powerful. The inner surrender of love's servant has a quality that is not passive, but is a dynamic participation with the unknown. We surrender to a reality we cannot understand and are trained to stand in the midst of the emptiness and be available for love's work. And so whether that is a new relationship or a new career or a new job or better health or any change, it is to stand in it, knowing that the outcome is unknown, but knowing that the anticipation is taking us to the fulfillment of that longing. It is this little card that is sitting on my meditation. What is it now? It's a little meditation table. This is so old. I must have had this for 20 years. I had two. I had one here at the office and one at home, and I gave one away. It's by Saint of the Camaldolese Benedictine Monastery, who he found in Italy in Camaldoli in 1025, where he brought monks and hermits into one family. And he says this: empty yourself and sit, waiting content with the grace of God. I love that so much. I still get goosebumps when I read it. Empty yourself and sit waiting content with the grace of God. It is knowing that the fruit shall ripen and that the ripening process is important. And it's important for us as we are ripening, always becoming more true to our essential nature, never fully arriving, because it's the infinite idea in the mind of God that's ever unfolding. And when we wait long enough, when we wait long enough, we experience what it is that we long for. And so the words, be still and know I am God, so powerful, because it's in the waiting that we arrive at the place of becoming more godlike, becoming more true to our essential nature, becoming more connected to divine love, or whatever else it is that we long for. So what is it that we do? Well, we make ourselves open. We make ourselves receptive. You and I already know where we are not yet open. You and I already know where we are not yet receptive to divine grace. Whatever that looks like for you, we already know, because it's stirring inside of us all the time. If you are somebody who's busy, know that that's a great way to block that knowing. And so I always tell people when they say, I don't have time to meditate, like St. Francis de Sales, and I say, start with 5 minutes. Start somewhere. Start with 5 minutes. And so what's happening is that the buzz and the running around is an avoidance mechanism of trusting the process and being true to our most self and receiving the nourishment that we need to show up in the world. And so Llewellyn Vaughan Lee again says, the heart of the human being opens, and we learn to see with the eye of the heart. And we listen with the ear of the heart. This is something we have forgotten. It's a great mystery of being human, how our hearts can be opened. So when we are, like the cat, at the mouse hole, infinitely relaxed and infinitely patient, something happens inside of us. Something opens. Our heart opens. Our mind opens. Spirit opens itself to us. And so we say in our teaching, love is all there is. So we open to the love that already is, always has been. That means that we see through the eyes of love when we look at the world. I struggle with that. I struggle with when I look at what's happening in the world, because it feels like it's all freaking upside down. And I grieve for that. But I know that if I keep my heart open and I know I'm an instrument of divine love, in that moment my prayer is for that love, for that healing. In that moment I'm being called to be still and know a greater truth. And so that allows us to be open to the yes. To the yes of our essential nature. To the yes of being an instrument. To the yes of trusting the process. To the yes of being reborn. to the yes of the rebirth of the Christ consciousness in others, in the world. So I want to close with a story that's in Science of Mind magazine, and I have a few for the December Science of Mind magazine to sell today. I cherish this, and this month is so precious. The story is really about an invitation to bring greater balance. It's about simplicity. And the question, what if it's simple? Whatever it is I want to demonstrate. It's about honoring your gifts. And it's about thinking about what sustains you as you move through this holiday season. It's the story of the Rainmaker. It's a Taoist story, an ancient Taoist story. And I want you to hear it with different ears. I want you to hear it as if it's your own personal story of what wants to be lived, what you want to receive, what you want to open to. It's a short story about a village in China where no rain had fallen for a very long time. The monks had tried everything. The locals had performed every ritual imaginable to invoke the rain, yet nothing had proven effective. Finally, they agreed to summon an old Taoist priest known as the Rainmaker to come and visit their village. He arrived, he looked around, and then made a modest request. All he needed was a quiet house to stay in and a small garden to tend to, and to be given total solitude. And so the villagers honored his request and left him alone. On the fourth day, the rain began to fall. Excited, the people of the village ran over to the Rainmaker to thank him for what he had done. "I haven't done anything," he said. "Of course you have," they insisted. "After 4 days, the long-awaited rains have finally come." Again, he said, "I did nothing. Before I came, I was aligned and in order with myself. Upon arriving, I became infected by the disorder that permeates this village. Those days of requested solitude, the days of tending to the garden, were needed for me to restore my own inner garden of order. When I was able to do so, the rain began to fall. I did not make the rain happen. I only took responsibility for myself." Let's close with a healing treatment. In this very moment, I open my mind, my heart, my body, my soul to the experience that the universe is having by means of me. When I say I, my, me, I simply speak from and to the divinity within each and every one of us, because there's only the I am. And so in the I am that I am, I open myself to that experience as love, as peace, as beauty, as joy, as grace, or whatever else it is that I need. I become still, I quiet my mind, I make space to just be, and I wait. I wait until I hear the voice of spirit, whatever form that takes. I wait until I dwell in my heart of hearts and remember the truth. I wait until I feel the sacred connection with spirit within me. I wait until I hear the guidance of what is mine to be, to do, to have. I trust this process completely and implicitly. I let go of whatever is in the way, and I trust the divine unfolding, not just right now, not just today, but every day to come. I am in service to this truth, knowing that my part, my responsibility spills over into the world around me and beyond. I am a rainmaker. I am a peacemaker. I am a love bringer. I am an instrument of the divine in the world, of service to the greater good. With awe and gratitude, I let this truth demonstrate by means of the law, knowing that it takes care of the rest. And so it is.
So it is. Come on, everybody. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. I choose to be centered. I choose to be grounded. Right here, right now, right in front of the sacred crowd. I choose to be present as possible. Though my purpose is clear and has been found. Open and aware of every mystery. Letting in the light, it's all shivery. Standing on my own, my well-balanced home, centered and grounded. Sing along, everybody. La 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 da, 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 la 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 da. I choose to have a wisdom that's forever. Available to all who choose as a way to come together. I choose to be connected. I choose to have spirit and let go of the heaviness and float just like a feather. I'm open and aware of every mystery. Letting in the light, it's all shivery. Standing on my own, my well-balanced home, centered and grounded. There's a higher wisdom to tap into. We each learn at our own pace. Doesn't matter how we get there, this ain't a race. Everybody, la 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 da, la 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 da, la 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 da, la 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 da. La 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 da, la 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 da. I'm open and aware of every mystery. I'm letting in the light, it's all shivery. Standing on my own, my well-balanced home. Standing on my own, this old yoga pose, centered and grounded.